Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be a few things on contouring and highlighting. It's something that really doesn't take that much to add to your makeup routine, but it does add a lot to your face. Anything that can make your face look slimmer is good in my book, and it's just fun. It brings a little bit of color back to your face after you've obviously put on foundation and that type of stuff. So if you want to learn how to do this, keep watching. When it comes to contouring and highlighting, I think a lot of people are kind of intimidated by it because they think maybe there's a lot of steps, but really you can do one thing just with a bronzer and completely change the look of your face. So I'm going to show you just a few ways to achieve a slimmer face, more flattering face, bring maybe a little color back to your face once you've used your concealer and your foundation. First, I'm going to start off with the basics of just contouring. For the most part, you're just going to basically follow along here. You can add in your nose and under here area, but if you're really just starting out and you're nervous and you don't really want to, get too far into it, you can just stick to right there and create a slimmer face, I guess. There are a few brushes that you can use for contouring. I've got three basic ones here, I guess. The one that I use every day is just kind of this flat on one side fluffy brush. You can also get ones that are angled that fit right into the hollows of your cheeks. And then if you really want to get into like a very specific and precise contouring, you can get like these flat rounded ones that are smaller, so you really have a lot more control over where you're applying the product. Bronzers come in magnitudes of colors. There are matte ones with a little bit of shimmer, ones with a lot of shimmer, which I tend to stick to more of the matte ones. I have been using my Bobbi Brown natural bronzer. Yeah, it's just natural 1 is the color. And I've been using this for probably a year now, maybe longer, maybe 2 years. And as you can see, I'm probably due for a new one. It's just a really nice basic brown color that I think goes with any skin tone. Obviously, the darker skin you are, the darker bronzer you're going to need for it to actually show up. I will show you first with this one as far as applying. This is really one that you would use if you're really wanting to concentrate just in specific areas. So what you're going to do is I typically start up by my ear and I just work my way probably to about here, but right along there. And I usually apply the most product here and work down, because if you get too much here, no one's really going to notice. So if you just kind of buff that in and down, you can already see compared to this cheek the slimming effect, which who doesn't want that? I'm going to just do it on the other side. And you could do that, put on your blush, and be good to go. I'm going to, I love bronzer and I love contouring, so I'm going to basically do a more in-depth process. So I'm going to switch to this one, which is one that I use probably every day. And I'm just going to work it in. This gives you a bigger range, so I even come down to here, right below my ear. And I just blend it onto my cheek. I apply it here and then I work way down, and then I'll go down in front of my ear and onto my jawbone. And you really want to blend it out well because you don't want a harsh line when it comes to then adding your blush. So now I'm going to move my hair and apply up on my temples, starting up on my hairline and working my way down. Blending that into your cheek and then down into your jawline, whatever's extra. And this is nice, especially in the winter months, because it does bring a little bit of color back to your face then. So now I'm actually going to apply underneath. It just creates an illusion of a slimmer neckline, obviously. And then whatever is extra, I just kind of fan out. And again, you're not applying a ton of product where you're just going to see this big brown mark on your face. If you blend everything out, the shadows will align where your bronzer is, so it'll look natural. Then typically what I do with whatever's extra on my brush, I go along the side of my nose. I don't really have a problem with my nose, I don't know, it's a little big for me, so if I have extra, I just add a little bit just on each side. So that's basically it for bronzer. Then what I'll do is I will typically go in and put in my blush. And I start on the apples and I work my way back. And then I'm always making sure to be blending it in to where I put that bronzer. So I'm kind of pulling it down and then back. And I'm using two blushes today. I use the MAC Pinch Me, and then I really like this, the Bella Bamba by Benefit. It's like this pretty kind of shimmery pink color. And I usually just put that right on the apples. And I really like blush, so I usually put a lot on. Okay, so you can leave it there, and that's as far as you want to do for your contouring. Now, there's always an option to do some highlighting. Some of you are probably like, what are you talking about? It's basically putting a lighter pigmented color where the light would reflect. So mainly here at the top of your cheekbone. Some people put them here. And there is a trick that if you put a little bit right on your, is it Cupid's bow? If you put a little bit there, it makes your top lip look fuller. I don't know. I don't go that far, but every once in a while I will add a highlighter. So this is my NARS Trio palette. It's got a bronzer, a blush, and then in that middle, that white color is a highlighter. Typically for a highlighter, you'll want to use like one of these fan brushes, or you could even just use a simple eyeshadow brush like this. Just make sure it doesn't have color on it, obviously. So I'm going to take that and put it into my white highlighter, tap out the extra, then I'm just going to concentrate right on the tops of my cheeks and then bring it up right above my eyebrow, kind of like making this C here. And it's just a little subtle color so that when you're out in the natural light, it just gives you, I don't know, a little bit of something. I usually work it down onto my cheeks a little bit, but mainly focusing it there. Then I'll go back and just put a little bit on my nose. So that's basically all there is to contouring and highlighting. There's really not that much to it. I think a lot of people are afraid of those extra steps because it's more than just putting on your foundation and your eyeshadow and you're out the door. But really, if you get the hang of it, you can add it to your makeup routine matter of seconds. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time.